on camera right, stage left is Jimmy, and on stage right is Captain something. Just Captain. Captain Morgan. Oh, Ryan's here. What the fuck? I guess he didn't enter Marvel. So we're in 38-39 region, depending on who makes it. If you're at the breaks, you're gonna fight either Phil or the Empire. What the fuck? Like the majority of the people is Empire right now.
This is a break tourney. Don't complain when you get pitted up against a really good player first round. It's going to happen.
The break is serious, man.
Okay, so this is the first round. We're going to talk a little bit over it since this is the bicentennial, the Centennial break event, number 100. This is actually technically week number 101 because we had to cancel one event due to a blizzard.
Yeah.
Katsuhiro Harada, the producer of the Tekken series, said on an interview earlier in the week about how fighting games in Japan fighting games in general are a very niche market simply because of the average scrub. The moment someone picks up a game, it's already in fighting games. The moment they start playing, it's already determined that they've lost.
Yeah.
Because only the top 10% is what he says. I'm sorry, he said 20%. Only the top 20% actually stand a chance in the tournament. I disagree. I think it's only about the top 5%. But he's saying that pretty much because of that, fighting games will never be popular and outside of a niche market until they start appealing to general audiences. And that's why we have things like Rage or Ultra or X Factor, because there has to be a way for a scrub player to eke out a win, a possibility of them coming back against a really good player.
Okay.
And what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's sort of true. I wouldn't call it a scrub player because even the best players can't make a comeback on best players. One of the worst cases was Marvel 2. There was practically no comeback factor in that game whatsoever unless you had a certain character. Unless you had like Sentinel or Magneto. Like comeback factor was so minuscule that it was just so rare to see. The comeback factor works not to make it for scrubs to win, but to make it that matches aren't that consistent. Like there's a bit of a random end. Like there's like a surprise factor. There's a slight chance element to it, and it doesn't just apply to people that you would call scrubs. Sorry, Jackson.
Well, I've always said for a long time that if you want to keep fighting games alive, you have to appeal to the mass audience. Okay. Especially now that we don't have arcades anymore. So, I can see how they do that with DLC.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, he talks about, if you're trying to appeal to the mass audience, balance doesn't matter. The mass audience has already given you their money when they bought the game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if you ask me, well.
So really, they don't need to put money into balancing a game anymore, if that's really what they're going for.
No, balance isn't that important.
And what's interesting is he's talking about this through the eyes of a Japanese producer who is very Japanese-centric, and that feeling he's talking about, I'm not sure if it really applies to Japan, because Third Strike was very popular in Japan. Virtua Fighter is still the second most popular fighting game in Japan. And these are the games that aren't popular in America for possibly the precise reasons he's talking about.
Yeah.
But, in Japan, I don't know if that really applies anymore.
But you're saying it's not wait, why is it not popular in America anymore?
Like, the games that are purely based on skill, that don't have these bullshit comeback factors, aren't popular in America.
There's a lot of comeback factor and a lot of
really popular games. Yeah.
I think Third Strike is a higher average than others.
Yeah, but there's no comeback factor in that.
There is.
Well, there's no rage. There's no
Yeah, but
critical finish. There's no
parry.
ultras.
There's parry.
Yeah, but it
A
takes
successful
skill to do
parry-
parries.
A successful parry can lead to 40%. So that it's not so much as it's like
And a
beginner-friendly,
well-used
but it's
X
there.
Factor in Marvel vs. Capcom can do a reverse OCV.
Oh yeah, well, I think that's because people.
X Factor's overpowered.
Yeah, X Factor is overpowered, but people I don't think are completely used to it yet. People are still doing some improper things like pressing buttons when Sentinel has a level 3 X Factor. That's a big mistake.
Yeah, yeah.
People aren't
Level
option
3
selecting.
X Factor Sentinel, don't even attack, just run
Yeah,
away.
people aren't option selecting either. If you have an air dash character, you should be doing nothing but air dashing backwards or jumping or back air dashing because you're practically unable to get hit or thrown because not only will you be blocking, but the air dash will cover your throw tech if you're if you're dashing with the heavy. It counts as a throw tech if it's trying to throw you. So it's like you have to work to get hit. It doesn't come easy just because I have level 3 X Factor, I'm gonna get the hit, but not people aren't sure how to play that smart defensively yet. I'm guilty of the same thing. I do
Yeah.
stupid shit.
When you look at these games with this comeback factor, though, okay, I understand they do make it a bit more popular against the average player, but tournament players generally don't like them. Ask any Tekken player if they like Rage or not, and the answer is unanimous no.
Yeah.
Ask any Marvel character
I mean-
if they like X Factor.
Yeah, but it's a matter of if you want this genre to survive. You need to have.
I think
You need to have.
when it comes to fighting games, you want the genre to survive, you need good online netcode, not a comeback factor.
It hasn't. It's okay because it hasn't crippled the game to the point where it's not competitive. The only time I think that happened was Tekken 6 the first time.
Oh yeah, the early
when
Rage
the,
stuff.
when the early
yeah.
Rage was just so godlike.
But you know, okay, the third just said something, saying it's an unnecessary evil. What I'm saying is Katsuhiro Harada, the producer of the Tekken series, says it's a necessary evil. I think it's unnecessary.
Is unnecessary to have comeback factor?
Yeah, hold on. Let me start the next video. Let's continue this conversation on the next video.